Okay, folks, welcome to the next episode. So it's been a minute. Tuesday day, and the sun's out at the moment. It's, believe it or not, got rained off today. So got rained off yesterday and got rained off today. Rained off tomorrow. Looking Thursday and Friday 2 day week. I mean, this time of year for anyone what's a builder, especially outside builder, it's always going to be hard. And yeah, so not really sure what I'm going to do with myself really. Just been sat around the house chilling out and just yeah, done a few videos recently for the channel. So I'm just going to go through some of them a minute. So what have we got coming soon? So you all know. So we have a couple of productions actually ready to hit the screen. I've been putting on weekly. So the last one I've done was yours truly, the NG Century Smock. I'll go through that a little bit in a minute. We've got set your rigs. So one thing I see a lot of is when people go fishing, they cast their rods out into the sea, just let it drop, they walk back with a line, tighten the line up and just leave it down on the side. I'm going to go you through in this little short clip of the importance of setting your rigs, because believe it or not, it can make a difference at times. Stay warm this winter. So stay warm this winter is where I put the Century clothing to the test. Hoodie and jogging bottoms in the outside fishing in the winter, in the evening with a woolly hat. And yeah, do check it out. It's quite nice to see how the clothing's made and the reasons why the wrists go in tight and the bottoms and stuff. I believe it stores heat and it keeps you warm throughout those winter months, and I'm very impressed with it, to be honest. So yeah, I know a lot of people have been saying, "Where's the Sea Angler Ventures gear?" But I've been it's that there. It, believe it or not, it works out cheaper to purchase that than it does to purchase the Sea Angler Ventures gear. By the time I do the embroidery and stuff, especially on the back and that, they work out quite expensive. So yeah, and to be fair, big fan of Century at the same time. So yeah, that answers that question. We've also got two rigs ones what I've done. So the rig one I've done already was the pulley rig. I've also got the running up and over rig and the drop down rig. They're all coming soon to the channel. All right, so do stay around and check them out. As I said, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I think the last time I'd done anything, I will check, is I'm sure it was around New Year's Eve. So we've done big and small hooks, and then New Year's Eve. We are now slowly approaching February. So I'm not sure, it's the 28th today. So yeah, we'll start being into the second month of the year, and hopefully the fishing starts picking up. I mean, you can always find the fish, but what I find this time of year, you've got to put dedication into putting them out and stuff. They're quite thin on the ground. I know I've seen reports of the Bristol Channel, South Devon, North Devon, Wales and stuff like that. I mean, I think anglers are still hitting into fish and stuff, but they're having to put the time and effort in to get the rewards. So it's always the same this time of year, really. Me personally, there's a few places I would be hitting, and yeah, to get the rewards. I mean, you're not guaranteed them every time. I mean, we've done a bit of a nightmare ones, really. I mean, I've had a couple of bad sessions. We went down to Devil's Point and managed to get it on a Saturday night. We went the opposite side because there was people down there first. Around 6 o'clock, they left. We seen headlights go, so we jumped in the motor and swung right the way around from Mount Edgecombe all the way around onto the ferry and managed to get on the spot. Gav got there first, managed to get the spot, stayed there all night. Rob York come down with us. He was there with me. So it was me, Stewie Norris, and Gav, and Rob popped down for a drink. Come down with a coffee, and yeah, it was. What can I say? It was challenging. Two strap eels out between all of us, and it was just rubbish, absolute rubbish. Bit of an easterly that evening. That's what I put it down to, and yeah, it was hard work for that time of year and stuff. Especially with the temperatures that you would have thought you would have seen a few fish out, but not even no whiting in that. It was just terrible. But yeah, we lived in hopes. Me and Connor went out, and I took him to a mock. He got the abseilum stuff out for the first time. And to be honest, he done very, very well with it. I mean, I've seen guys not freeze up in positions like he was, and he sort of like he done the business. We managed to get down to the mark and back up to the mark, together just by lowering the gear and that. I mean, the first time doing that sort of stuff, you don't really want to have the gear on your back. And yeah, he done it fine. We went down. We had a few whiting out, nothing of size. Biggest was around just over a pound. Bit devastating really, because it was perfect conditions for it, and well, I thought we'd see a few fish. But same again then, and then we managed to get out and went up to the Bristol Channel, Fish Battery Point, as many people have seen the video, and yeah, not a fish in sight. So we headed up to North Devon, and the second part of that's just coming out, which we had managed to get a few fish out, but not what we wanted. I mean, it was a pleasant evening. It was nice to make the effort to get a few fish out for the day, but yeah, very slow on the ground. But it does go to show effort equals rewards, and at the moment I found it hard to put the time in to do it. Just, I don't know really. I know a lot of people are expecting to see other things in this video today, and I can assure you, if you're looking for that sort of stuff, you're not looking in the right place today, because I don't know, I think personally there's enough negativity in the world with me bringing more into it, and I'm sure people have seen bits and pieces and stuff of what's going on, and absolute nonsense at the end of the day. But the same, all I'll say, guys, is me adding to that, what does it do? At the end of the day, what people say about me or other people's, what does it really affect me or other people's lives? It doesn't. When you're doing this type of row and stuff, you've got to take things on the chin times of time, and yes, it can be quite frustrating at time. You've got to grip your teeth and hold yourself back a little bit at times, but I think in the main thing, it's probably the best thing to do. I mean, yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it? It's just one of them. But as I said, there's enough negativity in the world without bringing more to it. But yeah, as I said, it's been I don't know, since November, I think my outlook on life's changed a lot. And as I said, I think I've had loads of questions and people messaging me and asking me bits and pieces and stuff like that since then. I've had a message the other day about a guy who lost his parent. And he said, Andy's in chance to get out fishing. I just need to get out and talk to someone. I said, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? So I'm planning on getting together with him very soon. I mean, sometimes what I've found with what I went through personally, it's nice to talk. And one thing I haven't done over the years is talk enough, I think. And I was speaking to a friend of mine this weekend he's gone through a lot in his lifetime. And he said, you know what managed me to get my head sorted in the end? I said, what was that? And he said, talking. To just talk and bring it out, and I think sometimes that does help, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know. They say life begins at 40, and I feel in a way that my life has just begun in a way, because as I said in the previous videos, I've been quite selfish with my life with fishing, and this time last year fishing, and the year before fishing was my main focus in life. And you've got to chase your dreams at the end of the day, guys, haven't you? You've got to do what makes you feel right and happy in life. We only get a certain amount of time on this planet. And I feel that sometimes we waste it on silly things, unimportant things, you know what I mean? And my outlook on life now compared to what it was 12 months ago is totally different. And I don't know if it was because of what I went through in November, what made me realise what life was all about in a way. And yeah, as I said in the North Devon video, I think people will watch, I've been spending more time, and like, when I've got my little girl every weekends now, I'm planning on doing things with her more than, you know what I mean, not doing something in the day and in the night time I'm going fishing. And I think it's important for me personally to do that, because that's what's important to me. And it's probably took me, I don't know, maybe I've grown up, I don't know. I think they say that women obviously grow up quicker than men, don't they? And a lot of people will say that men are still kids for the rest of their life. But I don't know, I think we all like and enjoy our pleasures in life, you know what I mean? And I think fishing is always, to me, and exactly the same with a lot of you watching, is always something what you're always going to be very passionate about and you enjoy. And it's a lifestyle, as many of us will know. And the thing is with it, it's especially to do what I've done with my fishing. I've talked to Gav and talked to Adam, I've talked to a few people about it. And when you do the type of fishing that I've done for how long I've done it for, it's very frustrating not to be able to give it all. And the trouble, the thing I've had to try and find, the hardness part of it, is the fish part. Because for me to go out and catch specimen fish now, every single trip. Is you don't, when you see these anglers going out and they're catching fish and that, you don't see the blank sessions half the time. Obviously, you see Angler Ventures, you do. We always include the blank sessions. We include, because that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about fishing, and you don't catch them every single time. But it goes to show people the effort what goes in. And I think that's important at the end of the day, because there's a lot of effort that does go in. But when you're only going once a week, it's hard to produce. You know what I mean? As you could go to that mark, it could be everything right about it. You might not catch them that night, but you could go there the next night and the fish will turn up. It's, you know what I mean? But because you're limited to the amount of space you're fishing, it's about making the right choices and fishing the right places. And a lot of the marks that I tend to fish are big fish marks, and there's a lot of up and down cliff faces and like big walks and stuff like that, which you've got to put the hours in to reap the rewards at times. But that's the hardest part of it for me. I've had to try and find what I enjoyed about fishing 10 years, 20 years ago, you know what I mean? The part about going out fishing and not necessarily catching, and just enjoying it. And to be fair, as those talks about those sessions I've just done, I've very much enjoyed every single one. I mean, the Mount Edgecombe one, me and Stewie got down first. We got the cooker out. We had some sausage sandwich baps and that. Gav turned up and that. We all sat down. It was good to catch up, and you know what I mean, and see Rob and that when Rob come down. And yeah, exactly the same with obviously getting together with Connor and stuff. It was a good day. It was a good laugh. Sat there having a chat and just trying to get a few fish out. You know what I mean, and I do enjoy casting. Something about being by the sea, and I think I've found my balance with it a little bit now, if that makes sense. But there's a lot of you that it won't do. A lot of you that it won't do. But yeah. Anyway, over to this. So I've done a review, a review on the Century NG thermal smock, and I'm going to answer some of the questions that come in now about it, and then what I'll do is put it to a test review in the up and coming months and stuff. I mean, I've gone up to Brid, it'd be a fantastic place to try it. It's always cold up north and that. Us southerners do tend to feel the chill, so you know what I mean, perfect for that. And yeah, but the main question I've had regarding this smock was sizing, believe it or not. And it's a hard one for me because all I can do is basically go off of so I'm an extra large normally. Large is too small for me. It's a bit restricted around the wrist. I've got quite big shoulders, you know what I mean? So I'm 5'10", 17.5 stone on a good day. No, about 17. I would say about 17 now. But yeah, I don't know. Double XL is slightly too big for me. I get away with it, and I bought my tracksuit bottoms and hoodie in a double XL for when I'm fishing, but I feel personally I've got an extra large now, and I should have got an extra large in this. The reason being, I went bigger because I wanted to wear it over the top of my hoodie, but in fact I should have put it underneath, okay, and then put my hoodie over the top. And I've tried it with it this size. This was a little bit underneath, you could feel it. So personally, guys, whatever size you are, I would go for, unless you want to wear it as an overgarment. The trouble is with the overgarment, as I said, this is made for thermal base layer. Basically, it's a thermal wear. You can wear it over the top and stuff like that. I would wear that if I was going out, maybe like on going out to see the fireworks, or going out somewhere around the town, or going out for the evening, and you're in the, you know what I mean, maybe walking on the moors or something like that, you know what I mean? That's perfect for that. But if I'm fishing, obviously hooks and line, and when you're casting a line coming around, it can, obviously, that speed of your line coming off, it could damage that. Hooks could damage it and stuff like that. So personally, I would get the size you are, and then put an overgarment over the top to protect this, and use that as a base layer. What would you use? So you could use a hoodie, you could use a Century hoodie, you could use any hoodie really. You could use, if you wanted it as waterproof, you could use the NG waterproof smock or jacket from Century. I think that would be a good one to do. What I'm going to try and do, I'm off to Norway this year, so I can obviously put that to the ultimate test, and I'm off to Brid as well and stuff. So I'll try and do some videos on it. I'm going to get the extra large size. So I'll have this one an extra large, so I can show the difference between sizing. That is the main question I've had come in, and I think the reason why a lot of people like to buy on the internet now. So when you purchase on the internet, you can't necessarily try it, but if you do, you've got Northeast Angling with Gary Pye. Northeast Tackle, was it? Yeah, up north there, the big stockish of Century Gear. For down here, Matt South of Sea Baits will stock with Century Gear, is Century stockish. And yeah, it's two places you can go. You'll be able to try it on and purchase it in store. If you're looking to order it online, you can order it from Century direct. What I would say with that is I would go for the size you are, and if not, if it's too big or too small or something, you can always return. You put a returns form in, get it sent back, and then get a new one sent out. I'm not sure what the cost is with the postage and that. It might cost you a couple of quid to do so, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But personally, I would recommend going for the size you are. You could wear a hoodie underneath it if you wanted to, and then put that one there, and then with a jacket go a size bigger. That's what I would probably recommend, guys. But that's the question on that. As I said, it's also answered the question where you can get it online. And that was the main questions on it, really, guys. I mean, a lot of people were on about this being embroidered. It's not. The badge isn't embroidered to the actual material itself. It's got like a rubber badge over the top of it, which has been sewn in. It's just a lovely garment. It really is. I can see why a lot of people wanted me to review it. And I've enjoyed doing it, to be honest. As I said, a lot of people will say to me, no, because a lot of people follow what I tend to get, and I think people they follow it for the reasons that obviously I've been around a bit with it. I know what works, know what don't work, and I give an honest review of what I've done with my money. So I purchase, I paid money for this. You know what I mean? It's not the fact I've just been given stuff. I paid good hard-earned money, what I've gone to work for, to purchase it. And when you're going out buying stuff like that, I don't want to be wasting money. I've done it so much over the years, and that's why I bang on so much about reels and rods and the quality of stuff. Because if I'm going to go and spend 500 quid on something or 600 quid, I don't expect it to break down the line. You know what I mean? I expect to have it for good, because I tend to look after my stuff in that. But a lot of people obviously seen over the past years I've used different rods and stuff like that. Yes, big Eliminator range fan. Got T9s, T1s and T12s, which I can pretty much do everything with. Yes, people saw last year I started going back into the Ziplex. I started doing a couple of the old school back in time productions with Ziplex. Ziplex was always one of my favourite, my favourite brand of all time back in the day. It was a brand I used to love, Ziplex, and unfortunately I think what happened, Century and Ziplex were always like that, and then one day, obviously, I think Ziplex just come to a point, and Century was starting to move into more technology with it, and I think it shows now between the rods, and I don't think personally you will beat the technology what has been put into the Century rods range, and I can say this because I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I'm giving an honest review, guys, okay? There's other rods that I do like, you know what I mean? And people are saying, oh, you're using the Zocron rods. I love the Zocron rods range, guys. If someone asked me the best rod out there for the money, I would say the Zocron all day long. You know what I mean? If you're looking to go out and not you know what I mean, is for the money of what you get for a rod, you're not going to beat that. You know what I mean? The technology and the designing, what they've put in behind those rods, and the guys what have created them, the guys what know what they're doing, you know what I mean? And personally, I think that they're a better quality rod than a lot of rods out there from different manufacturers at higher end money, you know what I mean? And then if someone was looking at me, what is the best value for money, I would say Zocron all day long. You get what you pay for when it comes to fishing, and at the same time, when obviously I spoke to Jay about the Zocron range, he said to me, Andy, I want to produce a quality fishing rod which is affordable to anglers, and that's what he set out to do, and I think they've achieved that spot on. I really do. But I am a big fan of the Eliminator range. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's everybody's going to have their own preference and stuff. I like a little bit of that power in the mid sections. I like power. Well, I got that with Zocron. I would never have got rid of my 435s unless it was for Connor. So I met Connor, and he was using some Sonic rods, and he started doing a bit of casting. He's a big boy, you know what I mean? And to be honest, I was like, I'm going to help a guy out. I've got loads of rods there. What ones I'm going to get rid of? And I sort of literally near enough give it for what he paid for him. I literally give them to him. Why did I do it? I like Goodbye. He's a lovely lad. You know what I mean? He is a nice lad. Very genuine, very honest, very loyal, and it's very rare you see people like that in my experience. And I've done the boy a favour. You know what I mean? And he'll probably do me favours in return. He has done in the past. You know what I mean? So that's what friends do at the end of the day. And that's the only reason I got rid of my Zolkron 435s, guys. And I love those rods. They were a really good all-rounder. But I've got, oh yeah, as I said, I've got the eliminators. I've got the so I've got 4 rods at the moment. I've got for main beach cast, I've got T9s, T1s, T12s, and I've got the Tip Tornado Graphic Sports. And then I've got, so most of it Century. Okay, and the reason why, if I'm honest, technology. I love that eliminator range. Big fan of the T900s, and I could use that for 80% of my fishing, but I've started to use the T1s more in the last 12 months, and I've got to be honest, I love them. I do love them. I mean, they are very, very powerful. I can do everything I want with them. They'll lift fish, they'll bully fish. I mean, I've got, if I need to lift a fish and stuff like that, depending on the size of it, I can lift it up. It just suits my type of fishing down to the ground. So that is the only reason. The reason why it's not, you know, it's like, at the end of the day, I pay for money for what I got. You know what I mean? That's what I do. It's not the fact I get given stuff and I give reviews just because I've been given stuff. It's not the case of that. I pay money for what I've got, and I'm able to maintain honest reviews by doing so. And it's important for me that at the end of the day, guys. And I get a lot of questions and saying about why aren't you using that way? What's wrong with them now? There's nothing wrong with them at all. It's a simple fact that you know, I mean, I can use what I want to use. And yeah, that's the only reason why, really. Exactly the same with reels. I mean, it's a lot of one day you get something you like, that's my favourite, and then someone else comes along and that's your favourite, stuff like that. And I've done a lot of different reviews over the years on reels and stuff, and I've sort of like found what works for me now. And yeah, I sort of like went a bit OTT last year. Purchased a lot of stuff what I didn't really need, and yeah, I'm sort of like slowly backscaling and just getting down what I need again. I mean, probably still got too much, but it is what it is. But yes, so what are we looking at for different reviews? So I've had a couple of questions for me asking to do waterproof gear. So I've got the Reed gear, I've got the Titan gear, and that's what I've been using at the minute. You know what I mean? Honest, so I can be honest. I love the Reed gear, I really do. The only negative thing I will say, when it gets wet, it does become quite heavy. Where the Titan gear, what I've been using now, I find I don't feel that. The rain sort of comes off it nicely. When I was in Norway, it was a really good experience to have with it. I mean, I used that in some mental conditions, and it's kept me dry the whole time, which I was very pleased about. It is quite bulky, yes it is. Would I get away with a size down? Possibly, I'm not sure. I went for a double XL with that, and I'm probably glad I did, really. I mean, the one thing I will say about it, what I do like, and it's probably one of the nicest ones I've tried, is how warm you are in it. Over here, I can put them on, a hoodie on, and then put that over the top with a beanie at, and I am toasty. And it is very well made, and it's lovely. I'm looking at doing a review on the new black range when it comes out. I spoke to Titan already to see if I can purchase one straight away so I can get it over to you, just from being a big fan of that. And that's it, guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to be doing one on the waterproof gear from Century. A lot of people have been asking me to do that. A lot more lightweight, and if I'm honest, will probably suit me a bit more because of some of the stuff I go to in the places. I mean, I used to take my Reed gear everywhere doing that because it's nice and light stuff. The Titan gear, by the time you rub it out, it does get quite big to go in my rucksack. Well, I was looking for something a bit more lightweight for off the rocks and stuff. So I'm going to probably try the NG waterproof gear for that. So we'll do a review on that, and yeah, get right into it. So as I said, there's been a few different productions coming soon to you all. As I said, there's we've got the two-part rig review. Keep warm this winter. I'm going to do another additional one on the flask, guys. I don't know whatever happens to the footage that day. I've done a review on the flasks, and the footage was absolutely diabolical. When I watched it, I thought, hey, that didn't come through like that, because when I edit it, it would come out perfect, but I'm not sure what happened along the line. I should have deleted it and tried to redo it. But I am going to do something like that, because I keep getting asked about the flasks and stuff, and I think it's an important thing to have, really. But there you go. So obviously February's soon approach. What are we looking at targeting in February? So you also 9 times out of 10 you're starting to still see a few cod about, whiting about. Things are always going to be hard on the ground. Personally, what will I try to do in February? I'll probably go and target a spotted. I think that's what I'll probably do, nice and easy. Have a go for a spotty, and chance of a small eyed and stuff at the same time. And yeah, hopefully enjoy a few sessions, fingers crossed. But the main one we've got coming very soon is the EOBC. So the EOBC is first week in March, so we go up on the 2nd, I believe, and it's 7th, 8th and 9th, I believe. I'm sure it's the second weekend into March. And I'll give you the exact dates. Here you go. So we have there we go. So I'm pretty sure I'm right, but just in case I'm wrong. Nightmare. Yep, 7th, 8th and 9th. I was correct. So it's held at the San Lemia Holiday Village in Tunstall. Tickets can be purchased from www.eobc.co.uk booking. For those of you who want to book a caravan and stuff, I believe you can do it through the website. You can also do it through San Lemia. For those of you who want to stay on San Lemia, I highly recommend staying at San Lemia. Just because if you want to have a few beers and that with the lads, or you've got the family there and that, you're in the main area. You can come and go as you please instead of having to worry about parking and driving and stuff. And it is a weekend full of fantastic activity. I mean, we're going to be doing some of the warm-up week the week before. I'm going to try and do some absolutely funny bits this year. So for those of you who like a bit of activity, I'm probably going to have to do it as a Facebook Live and do it on the page, or I might do it as a video or have to upload it. But I'm going to do a game of Truth or Dare with the lads, where you put some names in the hat. And I've got some ideas to make it a bit interesting. So just a bit of fun, really, guys, isn't it? But yeah, if not, they'll have to do some funny things. So yeah, do stay tuned for that. It's about having fun, isn't it? It's about having fun. But then you got the Flatty Bash, which is on the Friday, which George Smith runs up there. Do check that out for those that you want to warm up to the weekend. I mean, it's a fantastic place to fish. It's ideal location. If you're obviously disabled and that, they'll look after you. If you want any information on that event, do contact George. He will be able to obviously keep you updated with all what's going on and that. It's become the third day of the event, really, but it's the first day of the event. I mean, it is a 3-day event now in my eyes. It was always like the warm-up, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger each year, and you've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And it's been fantastic to see that event grow, and it's through the hard work of those guys what organise that event, the reason why, really. And they've made the way it's run now is just fantastic. I mean, the way they've set up the queuing, you've got the bar there for breakfasts. You can go down and get your zones and stuff, and it works. So yeah, always nice to see a few flatties out. For those of you who are not into flatty fishing, a lot of people tend to go and fish it just not to take part in trying to win it, but to see what's around on those beaches cod-wise and stuff, because you're able to fish if you're taking part in that event. And yeah, away you go, really. But no, it will soon be upon us, guys. It will soon be upon us. So yeah, looking forward to that. And apart from that, that's about it, really. So yeah, nice catching up with you. Don't forget to check out the channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I do apologise because it's been a bit of a boring one today. But for those of you who are on the channel, a lot of you tend to enjoy this. We normally see around 1,000 views and stuff like that. You know what I mean, with the ins and goings out of me sat down talking a load of garbage. But hopefully it's been stuff which has been irrelevant and you found interesting, because that's the name of the game, really. But as I said, it's a very negative world out there, guys. It is, and unfortunately, don't bring yourself down with it. It's my only honest opinion to a lot of individuals out there. Life's too short. At the end of the day, you get one go on this planet, and I'm sure you can all think of better things to do than sit around being negative all day long. And on that note, tight lines. Till the next time.